Money on my mind, gotta hustle and grind. Financial literacy always on my mind. I'm stacking knowledge, no time to waste. Gotta invest smart, gotta keep up the pace. I'm reading books, learning all the tricks, studying the market, making calculated picks.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Reckless Raiden Arrow, and we are back at it again with another episode of Crypto Portfolio Updates. We're going to talk about the Cramer effect today. Before we get into it, let's go ahead and get the housekeeping out of the way. Let's make sure we hit that like button. Free support. Everybody should be hitting the like button. But if you're not in the Wolfpack, I also want to invite you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell notification right next to the subscribe button. Click all notifications on and formally join the Wolfpack. Lastly, for my Wolfpackians, my fellow wolves, share the video. That's all I ask for you guys outside of hitting the like button and the other requests. But get me out into the algorithm. Let's also shout me out down in the comments. Let's talk about it. I do check my comments. Also, I got another update for okay, no, we can't do it doubles. I've got another update for the end of the video that I've got to start putting on all my videos. I'm going to do a little blast on this moving forward because it's kind of cool. But yeah, let's go ahead and add this to the stage, Micro Machine myself, and let's go ahead and jump into the meat and potatoes first because people don't like it that it takes me forever to get to the good stuff. So I'm going to jump on in here and just open this window. There we go. Okay, first and foremost, we got Bitcoin at the time of recording sitting at $117,653. Awesome. Bitcoin dominance is at 59.6%. ETH dominance is at 11.6%. And gas fees are at 1.075 away. Trending tokens. Shout outs to CoinGecko for this wealth of information and giving us this portion of the content. At number one, we've got Zora. At number two, we have Ica. And at number three, we have Pudgy Penguins. Moving on. The next segment, we got top gainers and losers for the day. It's not looking too bad. We had a little bit of a run up. We had some pullbacks. We had a massive sell-off, and here we are. Let's go ahead and get to it. At number one on the top gainers, and I hope you guys all get the experience of being on this list because it feels good. I definitely hope you're on a triple, quadruple, quintuple digit day, maybe even more, because that feels even better. At number one, we have at rank 332 Omni Network with a gain of 90.2% in the last 24 hours. At number two, we have at rank 830 Talos with a gain of 26.8% in the last 24 hours. At number three, we have at rank 828 Quack Coin. I don't know how to say that one. That's weird. It's a little weird cat. With a gain of 31.5% in the last 24 hours. At number four, at rank 853, we have Troll. I can say that one. With a gain of 26.8% in the last 24 hours. Last but not least, rounding out the end of the top five. At rank 759, we have Corn, which makes me wonder if whoever made this is from Iowa, with a gain of 24.2% in the last 24 hours. Moving on over to the top five losers in the last 24 hours. Now, I hope nobody ends up on this list, or if you do, it is an opportunity to start a position or a great opportunity to add a little bit extra on your dollar cost average because we believe in dollar cost averaging over here. At number one, we have at rank 781, Radix with a loss of 44.9% and 0.8% live update in the last 24 hours. At number two, at rank 479, we have Treehouse with a loss of 31.2% in the last 24 hours. At number three, we have at rank 756, Dolomite with a loss of 22.9% in the last 24 hours. At number 4, a position I was previously in, at rank 233, we have Convex Finance with a loss of 18.3% in the last 24 hours. Last but not least, we have at number 5, rounding out the top 5 losers, we have at rank 878, Gearbox with a loss of 16.8% in the last 24 hours. Dyslexia almost got me. Now, before we jump over into the portfolio, let's take a look here because I got 2 to show you. So first and foremost, we are down 1.2% over the day. Not surprising. Secondly, that brings us a total of negative 18.9%, which is better than over 20% since we were previously doing horribly. We were just getting beat up. So what we're looking at here, we're going to go ahead and run through this top 10. We're going to talk about it for a little bit. At number 1, we've got Solana, SOL. At number 2, we have Ethereum, ETH. At number 3, we have Thorwallet, DEX, TGT. At number 4, we have Aave, AAVE. At number 5, we have Super, SUPER. At number 6, we have Radium, RAY. At number 7, we have Jupiter Perpetual Liquidity Providers Token, JLP. At number 8, we have Injective INJ. At number 9, we have Akash Network, AKT. And last but not least, at number 10, we have Avalanche, AVAX. Now, moves that we're looking at. Thorwallet DEX is no longer like that position. The position's fine. It's a performer. We got a lot of it for free. We got a lot of it for dirt. So that's good. Issue being, it's no longer paying, and y'all know how I feel at this juncture about just sitting on tokens waiting for the bull run. And it's burning a hole in my crypto wallet. And I kind of want to trade it out and just put it on Bitcoin and sit it over in Strike so that I got over $1,000 over there. Because we're building up a position to leverage against. I haven't done it yet, but like I already pulled it out of the staking position. So I either want it, I mean, for the rates that Thorwallet DEX is giving, I would rather have it sitting in Ethereum and liquid staking and just have it in cold storage. Like that's also an option, is just to put it over in cold storage and wait for the bull run, because during the bull run, we might be moving those ETH tokens. I might abandon my quest to get 32 ETH because I want another Bitcoin, and I want it. That's actually the moral of the story. That's actually the end of the story, is I want another Bitcoin. So because if I had another Bitcoin, I could be leveraging on Strike, which means I could buy more Bitcoin and Ethereum or whatever I wanted. And I really would like to have that Bitcoin leverage tool, but I don't want to move my Bitcoin that's in cold storage and risk that. So I would rather have a second position, because the way that I'm looking at it now, and this is an updated rationale on my crypto portfolio, is that one Bitcoin that's in cold storage, since I have over one in there, that is retirement. That is solidified. I'm good. I would like one Bitcoin that I can be active with. And I would like that more than I would like Ethereum or any of my long-term holds, this is like the slow descent into Bitcoin maximalism for me, because the tools are there and the infrastructure is there around Bitcoin to where I could accelerate what I'm doing for everything else. So like at this juncture, it's like, yeah, I would just really like to get another Bitcoin, because that would speed everything else up exponentially without me having to touch the Bitcoin that's the retirement Bitcoin. Like that's the Bitcoin that's going to go 21 million and I'm never going to touch it. The other Bitcoin that I want is literally for leveraging. So I'm not planning on ever losing it, but you're risking that one, you know, like you're taking out loans on it. You're going to have like a debt ascribed to that Bitcoin. And I'm fine with that for the second one. That first one, what's currently in cold storage in the Bitcoin position in cold storage is not, I'm not touching it. I have no intent to touch it. And that's just the rule. But everything else in that cold storage wallet, I'm considering selling off just because I want my Bitcoin. And it's probably, I'm waiting on it because they're long-term holding tokens, which is just Chainlink and Ethereum. But I'm willing to wait until during the bull run, because once Ethereum starts popping off and starts moving, then the conversion over, it'll make more sense for me. But the Thorwallet DEX, it's like, it's performed well. I'm in a good spot with it. But like, also I'm like, well, this could just be sitting in Ethereum and I could just take the easier run, or actually just Ethereum right now, because I'm way overexposed to Solana in this portfolio. It's a good chunk. 26% largest holding. And yeah, so we're gonna look at that. But this Thorwallet DEX position, I am looking at potentially doing something with it, because if it's not making money, then it's not really helping me. Because like the money that it's making, I'm like, okay, well, cool, but here we are. So we're gonna see. Let me jump back into the screen so we can do our recap here, because this is a pretty simple one. So I just want to have a conversation because I knew this was going to happen. I called it. Jim Cramer talked about how he loves Bitcoin. It's just indicative that we were going to see a dip. Like I was like, yo, I'm not making any moves. And I am going to blame him, because every time he says he likes something, it goes down. Like the inverse Cramer effect is a thing. Whatever he says, you can almost guarantee that at the time you should do the opposite. I think over the long term, this is going to be one of the only things that Cramer's been right about. But in the short term, of course he cursed us on our run. Like, it's crazy. And I was just joking. I'm not going to say he cursed us, but it's just, he has horrible calls. And like, it's documented, like when he talks about stuff and the result therein. Bitcoin might be the exception. I don't think he can curse it into going to zero, but like, good Lord, let us breathe. Don't talk about it. Like, stop saying Bitcoin to be relevant, because you're just ruining everything for anyone, because no one wants to listen to you. The reality of things is I think there's a little bit of trepidation, a little bit of nervousness, rebalancing, reallocation. I mean, MicroStrategy is still buying. The Bitcoin treasuries are still buying, but, you know, retail sells off. Retail's in the market. You have some whales selling off because apparently they're mad that institutions are here. I get it from an ideological perspective, but it's like, what are you selling your Bitcoin to have? Dollars? Because like, we all know the dollar's deflating. We know that's garbage. So where do you go from here? Like, what do? Do you go buy gold and just like be less wealthy? Like, you're gonna no matter where you go, you're debasing against Bitcoin. Bitcoin's daddy. It's just everybody knows who daddy is now. And you're like mad because they figured it out. Like, well, we're the cool kids. We're still here first. If you don't sell, then you don't have to worry about buying back in at a worse position. But I am actually interested. I'm like, these ideologues that are selling their Bitcoin because the institutions are here now and they're ruining it for everybody. What are you buying? Honestly, like, what are you buying to where, because like, these people still live in America where the epicenter of the debasement is, right? So it's not that bad here. But it's probably going to be. So are you guys selling to have a bunch of dollars? Are you selling to have a bunch of gold bullion, like a bunch of gold bars, so that you can not get them out of the country if you need to leave the country, so that you can have a middleman have to deal with it? Like, where's that capital going when you sell your 1,000 Bitcoin right now at $100,000? or $116,000. Where do you go? Because as much as I agree with you, because I'm like, yeah, F those guys. But on the same note, I'm like, I'm not going to be like, oh, you like sound money? Well, I'm just not going to have sound money anymore. I'll go have the debasing stuff. Like, you guys are terrible. I don't want to sit at a table with you. Like, they still can't sit with us. It's fine. We don't have to like them. We don't have to be nice to them. Like, if you know, you know. But it's just a random thought that I had. It's like, what are these guys buying, man? Like, you're selling your Bitcoin, you're getting a bunch of dollars that we know is being debased, that we're trying to get out of being the world reserve currency so that we can have jobs again for normal people and a middle class. What do you like? That transition is going to suck for some, like a bunch of people who are, beholden to fiat. So where are you guys going? You guys are just like, ideologically, we don't like this and we're leaving, but like you ain't leaving no breadcrumbs. Like, you ain't telling us where are you going? I don't know. I think that a lot of people just say stuff because we're living in an age where people just say things so that they can get public validation for the thing that they said. And I'm like, well, dump your wallet and like show you dumped your wallet. Like, that's cool. But like, also, where are you going with that money? Like, what are you going to buy that's going to be better than Bitcoin? What? You've been a maximalist this whole time. Bitcoin's the future. Bitcoin's the future. Future gets here. I don't like it because the institutions are here. Well, fun fact, there's always been peasants. Peasants gonna do what peasants gonna do. Peasants gonna peasant. You can't force them to drink the water. You can put their head in the water and they won't drink. They're obstinate. They don't want to be wrong. You also have these dinosaurs, these Gen Z boomer dinosaurs that don't want to leave that system. They're going to be forced to. Gen Z will be forced to, kicking and screaming, because they're not going to expire fast enough to just like get out of this like this. But the wealth's getting transferred from them because they're going to come in late. And they don't want to be wrong, which is actually what you run up into with most of this, especially brokies, man. There ain't nobody who's more sure of themselves than somebody who ain't got no money. I mean, I ain't got no money, but like I got some money. When you see somebody who ain't got no money and an opinion and no results and no motion, that person is sure in their wrongness. Those people aren't coming. They're gonna think this is stupid and it's gonna be crazy until it's too late. And then they're gonna come scrambling for whatever Satoshis are left, whatever dust is out there. And they're gonna pay premium for it. And then they're gonna complain about not having diversity, equity, and inclusion in Bitcoin because they sat there and chose to go trade options, go buy stocks, save up dollars and keep saying cash is king, doing the Ramsey plan, listening to your favorite whoever that's late to pivot. And then they're going to pivot late with them, even though they're rich and they're not. So like now those people are going to be left out of the wealth transfer at the tail end of the wealth transfer. It's going to be too late. And they're just going to be peasants forever. And that's just there's always been peasants, but like they're going to lock themselves into that position. They're going to not have the financial mobility that those of us who have and got into Bitcoin and got the message on time when we needed it. Those of us who knew we were broke and decided to do something about it. I mean, pretty soon they're going to be having conversations in the future. And this is something that people don't understand. The way that we look at housing now as like, oh, you buy a house and then you get wealthy. Like that's a key to wealth. Why? Because it's something that that goes up in value that you can leverage. That's the thing that they don't tell you. Your favorite YouTuber right now is telling you you don't need to buy a house. Oh, just keep doing what you're doing and go get an apartment. Oh, rent's cheap. There's no reason to buy a house. Maintenance. You got to do all this stuff. Houses in the area that I live in right now are going up that are the exact same as what I've got. Are being listed for $220,000. I look at the Zillow for my neighborhood, and then whenever something on my street goes up, I look at it. $220,000. I bought this place for $100,000. So I got some equity sitting in my house. Can you be in your apartment and just go conjure up $50,000, go conjure up $40,000, conjure up $30,000. Now, if you follow some of the strategies on here that I've been showing you that I use, also, I can go conjure up $10,000 off a credit card via cash advance with a blank check that I just write to myself, get the cash, use it for investments. But in addition to that, once this debt is cleared, I now have another tool that's not going to negatively affect my credit report. So now I have the 10,000 plus I can have probably about easy $30,000-$40,000. I ain't even got to do nothing around here. I'm just be like, yo, that place down the street, hair bigger than mine, 220. Up the street, they listed one for 200. So I should be able to get 40 out of this easy. That's $40,000 in capital. For me, that's what? About $4,000 a month. $2,000 to $4,000 a month right there. With the systems and the tools that we're using here. So I pay that back, and guess what? I get to keep the tool. Borrow it for 10 months, just like I did with the credit cards. Pay it back. I'm going to pay it back. It's going to be in 10 months. It's not even going to be out for a year. Buy some more Bitcoin. Borrow against the Bitcoin. Rinse and repeat. Do the same thing. Now I got two tools. But in the future, they're going to talk about Bitcoin the way that we talk about houses now. Because it'll be something that you can get a hold of that's it's actually going to be better than houses. Like, honestly, if I would have known in hindsight what tools were going to become available when I bought this house and the last bull run, when I bought this house, I would have put everything into Bitcoin and I would have had probably about, I'd say at least 2 at the time. And I'd be able to leverage now. If I would have been like, yo, you're going to have your house to leverage against. And also, listen, you're going to have these tools where you can leverage against your Bitcoin. I would have just got an additional whole Bitcoin and been like, cool, I'm ready for that. I would have built for that. But hindsight's always 2020. But the fact that I have Bitcoin and I'm in a space right now where I can get more Bitcoin, I don't know. Stretch goal for one, it's going to be hard now. Real hard. But I'm going to do my best because as Bitcoin's price goes up in value, the loan, the minimum to borrow against it, comes down in value. So I'm just getting it over there so when that pendulum hits and I can actually start leveraging it, I can start leveraging it. Like, I'm just preparing. And I'm going to get as much Bitcoin as I can over there to try. Because like right now, for the state that I'm in on strike, it's 1.33 Bitcoin. And, you know, that's fair. It's what it is. I think it's stupid. Like, that's unattainable for most people. But we going to try. And, like, we're just going to keep stacking in there because as Bitcoin spikes in price, the amount of Bitcoin you need, I think it's actually more of a dollar amount than a Bitcoin amount. But, like, as the price goes up, that minimum comes down a little bit. So I'm just trying to keep adding over there. And hopefully as policy gets approved, as more states wise up to having Bitcoin holders in their state, we can get some policy passed so that they can lower that minimum because it's stupid. But regardless, all the Bitcoin that I'm buying right now is going in there. Also, let's get out of this. We also got to do the update on my other portfolio. You got the Bitcoin standard. So where are we at over here? And I've decided to keep that in here because this is going to be me buying down this average because I'm buying it over $100,000. But we are up 38.3%. We're still buying. In the last 24 hours, we're down 0.2%. Currently holding 161.75 and we just kicked up the minimum amount because we hit some metrics for our debt payoff. We actually hit one of our thresholds, which is awesome. So we're going to be buying down this debt, or not buying down. We're going to be adding to all of our investments because like now we're down a metric. We got a little bit of breathing room. And instead of just going, hey, I can buy more stuff, we had a little bit of a celebratory purchase. And I might actually do an unboxing on that on here. That could be kind of fun to show what kind of dork I really am. Because I didn't get anything fun. We're getting no fun purchases just yet. So, but I think I'm going to do that because it's part of the finance thing. We'll do it on the Bag Talk episode. We'll do the unboxing next. I'll filter them in. I might actually have to move out a week for one of them, but I'll filter it in. Our savings, though, we kicked up a little bit. So now we're 25 a check, which adds up to about 150 to 150 or 25. It's going to be $50 to $75 a month minimum. Now I do have a stipend that comes off of my let me think. End of the day, I'm brain fogging now. Finally, I do have a stipend coming off of my distributions from my primary income portfolio. The Robinhood portfolio, we're not there yet with that one, but I might actually start doing something over there because I'm getting ready to move some XRP over to the crypto wallet over there. And when I do that, I might have to start doing a stipend of XRP over there for the bull run and just do a little something because there's just not much coming off of it. But I'm like, 10, like $30, get like 10 XRP tokens a month, just stipending them off over there. See what we can do. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. I'm considering it, but I have a stipend that's going over to my the Robinhood from the income portfolio. So there's going to be more money. And the reason I'm doing that, like we also increased the amount coming off of the check, but the reason we're doing that is because like the long-term holding portfolio is not going to be the priority over there, but I do want to get some money in there, and it'll be going towards obviously my SPAC collection first because it'll be less money and I'll just be dollar cost averaging whatever shares I can scrounge up over there, and those shares are generally less expensive and hold on for dear life. Plan on sitting in them for probably about 2 to 3 years, 2 to 5 years, something like that. And just let them ride and see what it does. But also the lifestyle portfolio, I want to get to the metrics where it needs to be. That's kind of my goal now, because now that I've got the 2,000 shares of Misty, strategically, from a strategic perspective, that portfolio is now unleashed to do what it needs to do, which is pay down this debt. And then after it pays down the debt, then we're going to be reinvesting like gangbusters. That's going to free up the ability to do the home equity line of credit. Because I want to come at that with the best credit possible. By the time this is all said and done, I will most likely be negotiating down my margin with Charles Schwab because I'll be showing them that I'm using it. Might not be in the way that they want, but I'm using it. So I'm like, hey, lower this interest or I'll move all my money over to Robinhood where I can pay 5%. And then I'll just have my money over there. And then I can use that margin at a lower interest rate. And I just will not have the lion's share of my portfolio over here because that's what I would do. I would just literally whatever's in Robinhood, I would replicate that portfolio over there and move everything over to Robinhood and have that just be the primary portfolio. And then the other one I'll build up over in Charles Schwab less with and just not use the margin because I would have an order of magnitude more margin access at lower rates if it was over in Robinhood right now. So we might be doing that about halfway through, actually. Like next metric, I might actually call them and just be like, hey, we have a conversation. but yeah, so we've started putting a lot more focus on getting this Bitcoin spinning up. Like, I know it's coming back slow, but like, I also want this debt cleared out of the way, so that way I can start rinsing and repeating and doing my 10-month cycle where I raise money and then get all the money into the income portfolio, and that'll raise the stipend that's coming off the Bitcoin. That'll also pay the debt down faster. And I know people will be like, oh, well, like, you should just attack the debt first. And I don't agree with that. That's not how I want to do it. I would rather have it hit that income portfolio, accelerate those dollars, because then after the debt's paid off, I get to keep that money in that vehicle, and the vehicle keeps giving me money. Like, that's kind of my methodology for it. Everything will land in those income portfolios, and then we'll be risking it, taking a 10% off of it, buying Bitcoin also, so that way we're covered on both sides. We got the rampant growth, we can stretch that out. And I mean, especially the HELOC, it's elastic line of credit, so I can honestly take my time paying that back and bulk those income flows up if I wanted to, and then pay it back fast. But yeah, it's just giving me more optionality. But we're really trying to get back into buying Bitcoin and buying crypto regularly. Like, you're going to start seeing a lot more action going on in that portfolio. I'm excited to see that pool of money grow, and we'll see at what point, what dollar amount we're at when Strike allows me to start actually borrowing against it. Like, if we're going to have to actually try to get to one, or if I end up close in the ballpark of something, and hopefully they lower the levels. I mean, I guess it's just me versus me right now, but I know some places they do have a minimum of $10,000 and they'll let you start borrowing against it, which is still high for most people in America. But that's doable. Like, that is way more approachable than like, hey, you got to let us have all your stuff. You need to have 1 point whatever Bitcoin over here. I'm like, yo, that's crazy to me. Like, that's a lot of Bitcoin, my guy. But it's different from state to state, and I gotta respect that. Like, it's just the state that I live in. I could probably do some armchair research with AI and find out which states it's lower in and just move there. That's also an option. Little bit convoluted, but you know, at a certain point, depending on what the numbers say, if it's somewhere that's like got a lower cost of living than here, I got a lot of equity in this house, I will pack up and go there and then have even more cash to buy Bitcoin. Cause like, this equity could be a, you know, some Satoshis close to a whole Bitcoin. But that's all I got for today. Tap in with me down in the comments, because I do read them and I do reply. Don't forget, if you haven't yet, hit that like button. I'd like to formally invite anyone who's made it this long in the video, listening to me ramble and rant to myself in this room, to let me know that I'm not crazy and to join a group of people that are on the same journey. Because like, I'm not at the top of the mountain yet. I'm grinding it out. I got $161 in my Bitcoin bucket right now. Like, obviously I have more of that put away, but I still got to go to work every day. Some of these videos I'm tired because I've been at work all day and it's been a long day like today. And you know, we got to do what we got to do. So I'm out here working these strategies and just reporting back on what I'm doing. This isn't financial advice. This is a financial documentary, a long drawn out financial documentary of the life and times of Reckless Ray Dinero. And we've survived and seen some stuff. So I want to formally invite you to join the Wolfpack. You do that by hitting the subscribe button down below. And you might want to tap on that bell notification that's next to the subscribe button and turn all notifications on, so you know when I drop these videos. I promise I'm not a feed flooder. I don't even do a drop every day except for the first of the month, and that's when we're doing financial updates. Outside of that, for my people who have joined and subscribed, and if you just subscribed, share the video in your algorithm, because if you liked it, somebody you know might like it. You know, people, I think it's interesting when you start finding out that like people are one last rant, I'm sorry, on the way out. When you find out that people are like into the same stuff you're into that you didn't know because you never talked about it. Like I had a homie, and it was right before he moved, right after I was getting recovered from my surgery. So it was like one of my dance community friends. And I found out that he was super into finance and like personal growth and self-improvement, literally probably a month and a half before he moved back to Florida. And it was the best thing ever, but it was also the most depressing thing ever, because I was like, dude, like I've known you for so long and like we've never talked about any of this stuff. And he's like, oh yeah, like I didn't know that you were into this either. And I'm like, geez, I'm not good at sharing stuff that I look at or stuff that or posting or marketing myself. Like I was really bad about like posting when I was doing videos, because during a good portion, at least 2 years of the time that he was here, I've been doing these recordings on my old channel and like now on my new channel, which is this channel. But I was really bad about sharing it because I was self-conscious about sharing it. And like now everybody knows, like, oh, Ray, crypto guy, finance. That's the stuff he's into. Like, yeah, I consider my job my side hustle at this point. Like my job is my portfolios, is managing this wealth. I am a capital allocator. That's my career. I have a W-2 that I go to currently. That's my side hustle. Like honestly, because dividends, I'm starting to get into the realm where like as this law of large numbers starts taking over, I'm gonna be at parity or past what I'm making to go to work. So, you know, like you make your side hustle your career, and your job your side hustle. That's the way that I'm looking at it. It's like I refer to myself, I am a capital allocator. That's what it is. I manage capital. It's what I do. And I'm not horrible at it. So, yeah, till next week, tap in with me down in the comments. Hopefully, you guys get some value out of these ramblings and rants. Also, I hope that some of you start looking at the management of your finances a little bit more seriously, because at the end of the day, your job's not going to save you. Your job is going to cut you loose and replace you the next day. Your finance, your portfolio, what you're doing right now with your money is going to decide where you end up in the future. It's going to decide how long you have to work. It's going to decide if you have to work. It's going to decide what options you have. Because as much as the system sucks, we still got to buy stuff. It's illegal to live in the forest. And in most, I mean, you can't even actually live on the sidewalk now. And if you live under a bridge, you might get washed away because it rains at random. So we've got to win at this game, the one that we find ourselves in right now. And if you fix the money, you fix the people. So no one's going to come save us. So we've got to fix our money ourselves. And I'm going to leave it at that. It's been another great episode of Crypto Portfolio Updates. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Till next week, people, because this is a weekly. Happy hump day. It's your boy Reckless Ray Dinero, and I'm out.
Money on my mind. Yeah. Focus, got no time for games. Nah. I don't play, man, I'm all about that financial literacy. Investing in my future, building generational wealth. Dollar bills, they be calling my name. But I ain't chasing fame, I'm chasing change. Learn the game, now I'm playing it smart. Putting my money to work, it's an art. I'm stacking paper, building my own empire. No more living check to check, I'm getting higher. Investing in stocks, real estate, and more. Gotta secure the bag, that's what I came for.